Would you prefer to date a young multimillionaire, online scammer? Or develop a relationship with a young struggling accountant who has the potential to succeed? Evelyn lived in a bustling university hostel with her two close friends Lillian and Ajoke. The three of them shared a single room and they decorated it with posters of celebrities, and the room was scattered with stylish wares and makeup kit. Lillian and Ajoke are known for their love for parties and nightlife. Every weekend, they dressed lavishly, putting on latest shoes and sparkling jewelries, and they always had different guys waiting outside in flashy cars, ready to take them to club or fancy restaurant. Evelyn, on the other hand, was different. At 22 years old, she was a quiet and focused girl. She never missed her school lectures, and she always spent her evenings studying. She had a boyfriend, Ode, who worked in a bank in the town. Ode wasn't rich, but he was kind and responsible. He would visit her occasionally, bringing small gifts like snacks or fruits. Though Evelyn loved him, but she sometimes felt embarrassed. Because Ode couldn't spoil her the way Lillian and Ajoke's boyfriend spoiled them. One Saturday afternoon, the girls sat in their room chatting and laughing. Lillian held up a shiny gold necklace that her boyfriend had just gifted her. "Can you see this?" Lillian said, her voice filled with pride. "My babe gave me this yesterday, pure gold." He said, "I deserve the best." Ajoke clapped her hand excitedly. "Wow, this is so fine. My boyfriend also gave me a designer bag last week. It cost a fortune, but he said anything for his queen." Both girls laughed, admiring the necklace. Evelyn sat quietly on her bed watching them. She didn't have anything to contribute. Ade had never bought her expensive gift like that. She felt a small pains of envy in her chest. But she forced herself to smile. "Evelyn, try making fun of her. Why are you so quiet? Don't tell me Ade haven't bought you anything special before." Evelyn forced a smile and shook her head. "Oh, you know Ade is different. He's not like that." The girls exchanged glances and giggled. Evelyn felt uncomfortable, but she said nothing. It was Sunday, and Ade came to visit Evelyn. She was so happy to see him. But she had something on her mind. After they chatted for a while, she decided to ask him for some money. "Ade," she said, trying to sound casual, "I was thinking of braiding my hair. I saw a nice style at the salon, but it's a bit expensive. Can you help me with some money?" Ade looked at her in surprise. "Braiding your hair? How much does it cost?" Evelyn hesitated. "It's about 15,000 naira, Ade frowned. 15,000, that's a lot of money. Evelyn, why do you suddenly want to braid your hair? I like your natural hair, you don't need all of that. You are beautiful just the way you are." Evelyn's heart sank. She had hoped he would understand. She smiled weakly, and quickly changed the topic. But deep down she was hurt. Days turned into weeks, and life on campus continued. One evening, Lillian's boyfriend threw a surprise birthday party, and he arrived with a bouquet of money wrapped neatly and tied with ribbons, and a box filled with expensive gifts. Lillian screamed in excitement as everyone in the hostel gathered to celebrate with her. "Oh Lillian, your boyfriend is too much," one of the girls said. "You are so lucky another had it." Evelyn stood in the corner, watching the scene. She smiled. But inside she felt a deep thought. She wished Ode would do something like this for her. Later that evening, Lillian invited Evelyn to join her for her birthday dinner. "Evelyn, you must come. It's a fancy restaurant in the town. Everyone will be there." Evelyn hesitated. She didn't have a dress suitable for an occasion like that. After much thought, she decided to call her boyfriend Ode. She went into the room, closed the door and dialed his number. "Hello Ode," she said softly. "I need a small favor. Can you send me some money? I want to buy a dress for Lillian's birthday dinner." Ode's tones changed immediately. "A dress? Evelyn, you don't need to go for that dinner. What's the point of going? Stay in your hostel and focus on your studies." "But Ode," she started, her voice pleading. "No, Evelyn," he said firmly. "I don't like this idea. You shouldn't be running around like those other girls. You are better than that? Evelyn's heart dropped. She ended the call and sat on her bed. Fighting back tears, unbeknown to her, Ajok had overheard the conversation. Ajok walked into the side of the room and sat beside her. Evelyn, why are you still with this guy? She asked bluntly. He doesn't spend on you, he doesn't let you enjoy yourself, and he's always controlling you. What's the point? Evelyn didn't know what to say. Listen, Ajok continued, you are a beautiful girl, and you deserve better. If Ode won't treat you like a queen, someone else will. Come, I will give you one of my dresses tonight, but you have to promise me something. What? Evelyn asked hesitantly. You have to meet someone new at the dinner. Forget about Ode, for just one night. Evelyn hesitated, but the pressure was too much. She nodded slowly. Okay, she said. That evening, Evelyn wore a stony red dress that Ajok had given her. It fit her perfectly, and for the first time in a long while she felt beautiful. As she stood in front of the mirror, Ajok smiled. Now you look like a proper queen, Ajok said. When they arrived at the restaurant, the atmosphere was lively. The room was filled with laughter, music and aroma of delicious food. Lillian's boyfriend had gone out, and everyone was having a good time. As the night went on, Evelyn felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. She had never been in such settings before. Her mind wandered to Ode, but she quickly pushed the thought aside. Evelyn, Ajok whispered, pointing to a table across the room. That guy over there has been staring at you since we walked in, Ajok said, and they both laughed about it. The party was the kind of event that Lillian and Ajok lived for. The VIP restaurant section was filled with loud laughter, flashing cameras, and bottles of expensive champagnes on every table. Music boomed in the background, as wealthy young men spray money recklessly on the dance floor. Evelyn, who seated in a corner with Ajok, felt like she was in a different world. Everywhere she looked, guys in designer clothes flaunting their wealth, throwing lumps of cash in the air as though it had no value. Some even threw bundle of money directly at the feet of ladies who picked it up with excitement. Evelyn felt out of place, but she stayed glued to her seat, sipping from a glass of juice Ajok had brought her. Suddenly, a tall, confident man approached their table. He was strikingly handsome with a bright smile. He was dressed in a white outfit and a gold accessories that sparkled under the light. Good evening, ladies, he said smoothly, his eyes fixed on Evelyn. Good evening, they replied at once, though Evelyn's voice was barely audible. My name is Nnamdi, he said, his smile growing wider. And you must be the most beautiful woman I've seen tonight. Evelyn shifted uncomfortably, unsure how to respond. Thank you, she said quietly, her eyes staring directly to Ajok, who was already smiling in pleasure. Your beauty caught my attention from across the room, Nnamdi continued, ignoring the other ladies, who were obviously vying for his attention. I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I think I'm already in love with you. Evelyn let out a nervous laugh. She didn't know what to make of his boldness, but she remained polite. I think that's too soon, she replied, with a slightly smile. Nnamdi laughed. Maybe, but I'm just being honest, a queen like you deserves to hear the truth. He sat next to her, ignoring the stares of other girls in the room. Ajok, sensing an opportunity, she quickly struck up a conversation with him. But Nnamdi made it clear, he was only interested in Evelyn. As the night went on, he tried to get to know her better, asking about her life and studies. Though Evelyn wasn't interested, she responded politely to some of his questions. When the party was about closing, Ajok whispered to Nnamdi, why don't you take her number? She's shy, but she's sweet. Before Evelyn could utter a word, Ajok grabbed her phone and handed it over to Nnamdi. He saved his number on her phone, and called his own phone to confirm he had her contact. "Thank you for making my night," Nnamdi said, flashing one last smile, before walking off to join his friends. On the way home, Evelyn was quiet. Ajok, on the other hand, was buzzing with excitement. "Can you imagine the wealthiest guy at the party picked you out of everyone?" Ajok exclaimed, shaking Evelyn playfully. Evelyn rolled her eyes. "I didn't ask him to." "Don't be boring, at least he likes you. Is rich, handsome, and clearly interested in you. What else do you want?" Before Evelyn could respond, her phone rang. It was Nnamdi. "Hello," he said warmly. "Just wanted to make sure you got home safely." "Yes, I am home," Evelyn replied, keeping her voice neutral. "Good, I will call you tomorrow. Have a good night's rest." As soon as the call ended, Ajok screamed in excitement. "Evelyn, he already called. This guy is serious about you. You need to give him a chance." Evelyn said she didn't like how fast things are moving. But Ajok's words remained in her mind. Though the thought of living a luxurious lifestyle like her roommates was tempting. For the first time, she began to reconsider a relationship with Ode. The next evening, Nnamdi called and invited Evelyn for dinner date. Ajok insisted she should accept the invitation. "Just one day," Ajok said. "What's the harm? Let him show you how real men treat women." Impressively, Evelyn agreed. Nnamdi came to pick her up in a shining black car with big interior, which seems to look like expensive leather, and the seat was soft. Nnamdi drove her out to a luxurious rooftop restaurant in the center of the city. The restaurant was breathtaking. Candle-lit table and a live band was playing soft jazz. Nnamdi pulled out a chair for her. And Nnamdi ordered the most expensive items on the menu. "You deserve the best, Evelyn," he said. His tone seemed smooth and confident. As they ate, Evelyn decided to ask the question that had been bothering her. "Nnamdi, what do you do for a living?" Nnamdi paused for a moment, then smiled. "I am a working guy." Evelyn frowned. "What does that mean? What kind of work do you do exactly?" Nnamdi leaned back in his chair. His expression seemed dimmed. "I make my money on the internet, buying and selling, that kind of thing." Evelyn narrowed her eyes. "Buying and selling what?" "Nnamdi." Nnamdi chuckled. "Evelyn, you don't need to worry about the details. Let's just say I'm into making money online, big money kind of things." It suddenly clicked. Evelyn's heart sank as she realized what he meant. "You're an internet fraudster, aren't you?" Nnamdi's mouth fluttered, but he quickly recovered. "Look, everyone does it these days. It's just business. Why struggle when you can make easy money online? Don't let society's label confuse you. What matters is the result, money." Evelyn felt a wave of disgust. She pushed her chair back and stood up. "I can't do this," she said, her voice shaking. "Evelyn, wait." Nnamdi called after her. "What's the big deal? Don't act like you've never spent money made from this kind of work before." But Evelyn was already heading for the exit. When she got back to the hostel, she was fuming. Ajok was sitting on the bed, scrolling through her phone. "Evelyn, you are back. How was it at that house?" grinning. Evelyn dropped her bag and glared her eyes at her. "How could you set me up with an internet fraudster?" Ajok raised an eyebrow. "Fraudster? Nnamdi told you that?" "He didn't have to. I figured it out." Evelyn snapped. "How could you, Ajok? You know me. You know I would never date someone like that." Ajok blinked her eyes. "Evelyn, you are being dramatic. How do you think young guys like him make money? You think they work in offices? Please, that's no excuse." Evelyn shouted, "I can't believe you would encourage me to be with someone like that." Ajok shrugged. "You need to open your eyes, Evelyn. This is reality. Everyone is doing it. If you don't want to live in poverty, you need to stop being innocent. I would rather be with Ode, Evelyn said firmly. At least he's honest, Ajok laughed mockingly. Ode, that same guy that calculates every naira before spending it. Go ahead and stay with him. Let me know when you're tired of being broke. Evelyn didn't respond. She grabbed her pillow and laid down, her mind racing. Despite Ajok's words, she knew she had made the right decision. But the pressure to fit in was becoming harder to ignore. Evelyn was upset to respond. She grabbed her towel and headed to the bathroom, hoping the cold water would calm her nerves. She thought about Ode, kind, responsible and hardworking. He wasn't flashy like Nnamdi, but he was honest. Still, a small part of her was wondering if Ajok was right. Would she spend her life struggling because she refused to take shortcuts? The next morning, Evelyn woke up to a sound of laughter. Lillian and Ajok were sitting on Ajok's bed, looking at something on Lillian's phone. Evelyn, you are awake? Lillian said, smiling troublesomely. Guess what? Nnamdi sent me a message last night, asking about you. He really likes you. Evelyn groaned. I'm not interested, Lillian. Ajok laughed. Not interested? Stop lying to yourself. You should be grateful a guy like Nnamdi even notice you. I said I'm not interested, Evelyn shouted. Ajok blinked her eyes. Suit yourself. But let me warn you, opportunities like this don't come every day. Don't come crying to us when others start asking you to split bills. Evelyn ignored them, focusing on getting ready for her lecture. As she packed her bag, her phone rang. It was Ode's text message. Good morning, my love, I hope you slept well. I will call you later to check on you. Have a great day. A small smile crept on Evelyn's face. Despite everything, Ode's thoughtfulness always reassured her. Days turned into weeks, and Evelyn threw herself into her studies. She avoided parties and ignored Nnamdi's call, focusing on her goals, but living in the same hostel. As Ajok and Lillian made it hard to escape their lifestyle. One evening, Evelyn was revising for an upcoming test. Suddenly Ajok barged into the room in excitement. Evelyn, you won't believe this. Ajok exclaimed, holding up a brand new designer bag. What now? Evelyn asked, barely looking up. Nnamdi sent this for you, Ajok said, placing the bag on Evelyn's bed. Evelyn frowned. What? Why would he do that? He said he feels bad about how things ended. And want to apologize, Ajok explained. Evelyn, take a look at it. It's authentic. This bag is worth more than your entire wardrobe. Evelyn stared her eyes at the bag, her heart pounding. She knew she shouldn't accept it, but the temptation was overwhelming. I can't take this, she said firmly, pushing the bag away. Ajok groaned. Stop acting like a village girl. Do you know how many girls will kill to have a guy like Nnamdi sending them gift? Just take it. I said no. Evelyn repeated, her voice shaking. Ajok sighed dramatically. Fine, stay in your boring righteous world. But don't say I didn't try to help you. As the days went by, the tension between Evelyn and Ajok grew. Ajok continued to pressure Evelyn to embrace a more glamorous life, while Evelyn held firmly to her values. One evening as they sat in the room, Ajok confronted Evelyn again. Evelyn, I don't understand you, Ajok said, folding her hands. You are beautiful, smart, and you have so much potentials. Why are you wasting it on a guy who can't even spoil you? Because I value honesty and hard work, Evelyn replied. Honesty and hard work won't pay your bills, my dear, life is short. Why suffer when you can enjoy? I would rather suffer with dignity than live off in stolen money. Evelyn shot back. Ajok shook her head. You are a fool, Evelyn, a big fool. And one day you will realize it. The decision had been difficult for Evelyn. Ode, the man she had loved for so long, had promised change. But despite his effort, he never seemed to be able to provide for her with the life she had dreamed of. It wasn't that Ode wasn't a good person, he was loving, dedicated and hard-working. But he finds it difficult to spend money on Evelyn. After months of pressure from her friends Ajoke and Lillian, Evelyn had succumbed. She had gave Ode all the chances she could. But the attraction of the luxury lifestyle was just too strong to resist. One evening, as Evelyn sat in the hostel room with Ajoke and Lillian, the topic of discussion once again turned to their boyfriends. Ajoke was talking about the lavish gift her wealthy boyfriend had given her. My boyfriend also buy me thing. Last week, he surprised me with a trip to Dubai, Lillian said. Evelyn sat quietly, not contributing to the conversation. Her boyfriend, Ade, had never bought her anything extravagant. Evelyn couldn't help, but she felt envious of the lifestyle Ajoke and Lillian were living. It wasn't about just the gifts. It was the freedom, the excitement, and the adventure. She wanted that life too. That same night, as she lay in bed, Evelyn sent a message to Ode. I think we need to talk. Ode called her immediately. Evelyn, is everything okay? His voice was filled with concern. I think we should break up, she said. Her voice steady, but breaking inside. I need more than what you can offer. And I don't think you can give me the kind of life I want. Ade was silent for a moment. Is it really about the money? Evelyn, he asked. His voice filled with pain. I love you. I will do anything to make you happy. I'm sorry, Ade. But I can't keep waiting. I want to experience more. She hung up the phone before he could respond. The next day, Evelyn received a call from Nnamdi. He was eager to meet her and take her out. As she prepared for their date, she felt a rush of excitement. Nnamdi was everything she had dreamed of, handsome, charming, and incredibly rich. Their dinner date was hosted at an exclusive restaurant, where they dined in government food and enjoyed expensive wines. Nnamdi showered her with compliments and made her feel like the most important woman in the world. After dinner, they went for a night cruise on a luxurious yacht. Evelyn couldn't believe how quickly her life had transformed. As the days went by, Nnamdi continued to spoil her. He took her on weekend getaway, bought her designer clothes, and even gave her a gold watch that she had admired in a window shopping. It was a life Evelyn had never ever imagined. And she soaked it all in. But despite the outward happiness, a part of her still misses Ode. She thinks about him often, especially when she's with Nnamdi. Ode had always been so genuine, so caring, but he hadn't been able to give her the life she wanted. Nnamdi, on the other hand, had given her everything she needed: money, status, and power. One day, as Evelyn and Nnamdi sat at the cafe, sipping coffee and laughing, her phone vibrated with a message from Ode. It was brief, but it made Evelyn's heart ache. Evelyn, I still love you. Please don't leave me. I promise I will do better. Evelyn stared, her eyes at the screen, torn between guilt and temptation. She hadn't spoken to Ode since they broke up. But his message brought back so many memories. She remembered the quiet nights they spent together, talking about their future and making plans, but that life seemed so far away now. Later that evening, Ode called her. Evelyn, please, I can't stop thinking about you. I've been trying to change, to make things better. I just need you to believe in me. Evelyn bit her lips. Ode, I don't know what to say. You've had your chances, but I can't wait any longer. I need more adventures to explore in life. But Evelyn, don't you love me? His voice cracked, and Evelyn felt the weight of his word. I do love you, Ode. I really did. She whispered, but I can't keep living like that. I wanted more. I wanted more than what you can give me. Nnamdi gives me everything I need. Everything I want. There was a long silence on the other end of the phone. Finally Ade spoke. "I can't stop loving you, Evelyn. I will always be here waiting for you to come back. If you ever realize what you've lost, I will be here." Evelyn hung up the phone call. Tears welling in her eyes, but she quickly wiped them away. She couldn't go back now. Not after everything she had with Nnamdi. Months passed and Evelyn became more and more consumed by her new lifestyle. She rarely went to class anymore, spending her days shopping, partying, and traveling. Nnamdi made everything seem effortless. And she felt like she was living a dream, but deep down she knew something wasn't quite right. She didn't know much about Nnamdi's work, but his wealth was undeniable. He was always busy on his laptop and on phone calls. One day, Evelyn was sitting in his penthouse apartment when she saw police officers outside. They were here for him. They barged in, authorizing everything: his cars, his jewelries, his money. Nnamdi was arrested. And Evelyn was left in shock, unable to comprehend what was happening. "What's going on? What did he do?" she asked, but no one answered. Soon the news broke. Nnamdi was being charged of internet fraud, a scammer that had taken millions from unsuspecting victims. His luxury lifestyle that Evelyn had been living was built on lies and deception. The man she chose over Ade was a fraudster, and now everything was gone. As the week went by, Evelyn's life unraveled. The authorities seized everything Nnamdi had given her: the houses, the jewelries, and the designer wares. She was left with nothing. She tried going back to her school, but the university have expelled her for her involvement with Nnamdi. The media had caught wind of association with him. And soon she was featured and published on the news, branded as a companion of a criminal. Evelyn sat quietly in her hostel room one day. Lost in deep thought. "Evelyn, what are you thinking?" a joke asked one afternoon. Evelyn raised her head slowly to look. Her eyes was looking reddish from crying. "I don't know what to say," a joke. "I thought I was living the life I dreamt of, but now I have nothing. I lost everything." "Well, honestly, it was bound to happen," Lillian said. "You cannot play with fire and not get burnt." Evelyn spent the next few months trying to rebuild her life. But it wasn't easy. Her name was tarnished. And her dream of luxury lifestyle was shattered. She sat alone one evening, staring at her phone. She realized the gravity of her mistake. As memories of Ade flooded her thoughts, she found herself wondering where Ade was, and what he was doing. Maybe he hadn't moved on. A part of her even hoped he hadn't. She missed his kindness, his love, and his unwavering dedication. In that moment, the urge to reach him grew too strong to ignore. She picked up her phone, dialed his number. I hope you enjoyed the tale. If so, kindly like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel.